I believe everybody must have a mentor. It helps. So I decided to write a book, The Doctrine of Strategic Planning. And it did well. It sold about 7 million shillings. People benefit in business are the employees and the landlord.
And the landlord,
Yes.
not the owner.
No.
Now, let me shift gear to mentorship. And you said that you have had some great mentors. I do envy you if Philip Ndegwa was your mentor. So you can probably now talk about why mentorship. You can talk about your own mentorship that you got from some various people. Why is it important in somebody who is building their leadership journey?
Thank you. I believe everybody must have a mentor. It helps. Because when I found myself now with Philip Ndegwa as my mentor, I used to look at what he has done. He was like a chairman of all the companies. And he was like everywhere, in every industry, he was there.
Yes.
And then when he employed me, I became very close to him and even the person, his family. So it was like even him telling his children, please work like this guy has good work ethics. You should copy it. And he's somebody you'll look forward to do. So, and I always remember that when I was a board secretary, maybe you've seen this. So I was in a board secretary in a meeting. He's the chair. That day he didn't come. He was unable to come. And most of my directors were Asians. So somehow they were the only ones who were there in that particular meeting. Then in between, I think they disagreed. Now they changed. Now they could not speak English. Now they speak in Gujarati.
Oh.
So they quarreled. I
In
don't know.
local.
Yeah, just in some language I couldn't understand.
Yeah.
And then the meeting ended. So when I went to my chairman to report, he was at ICA building. I said, Chairman, I've been in this meeting. I don't know what to write.
I didn't understand the conversation.
So he told me, what he told me was very interesting. So you have the pen, yes. Write what you think he was talking about. Then I wrote my own things.
Do your own interpretation.
Interpretation about because I looked at what our agenda was and I wrote something.
Yes.
The next time he came to a meeting, so he already knew what had happened. Then he just, he read the minutes. Then he asked, anybody with a question? No. So we passed everything.
Do we confirm the minutes?
Confirmed. Gone.
Wow.
So he gave me some confidence that, okay, so my chair can, if you are the board secretary, you can also have the pen, you can control this guy.
Yes.
So it's very interesting that you have a mentor who is very, and he knew, we never went into those discussions of what happened last time.
The issue was never discussed.
That was discussed. Yeah. We went ahead with the official business of the company. And that gave me this direction that once you go to a meeting, focus. And you've seen that even when I do my meetings, 1 hour.
Yes.
I don't go beyond 1 hour.
Yes.
Because after that is a seminar.
Yes.
So you don't allow.
So you concise on the agenda.
They have read the minutes.
Yes.
If you don't read, that's your problem. We know we are coming here to make decisions. And we focus on the decision, not the commas, the plus. Those ones, the people that English can correct.
Yeah, it's learning for life. That's amazing. So, talk about legacy. How do you build your legacy?
By the way, legacy, you start from a very young age. It's not something which you just start towards the end. And if you look at even people who have issues, if you go back in history, you find they had issues.
Yes.
It's very, very interesting. Even in school, if somebody had some discipline issues, later on in life, you find it comes up. Or something will happen, and then you go back. You'll find that historically he had issues. But what I would say what worked for me was, first of all, I was in the church. As a mass server, so you are working with other people and values are being added. My family members, my mom also believed in that. You know, when you are a mass server, they like you so much because you are a mass server. In my time, that time I wanted to become a priest. Then now, those values I remained with, especially the Catholic values. I remained with them for many years as I was growing up, about integrity and just doing what is right. And I believe that you just do what is right, even if nobody is watching. Yes. That's really my principle. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Now, you have written some books. Do you want to tell us about the doctrine of strategic planning?
Yes. Yeah, I've written 3 books.
Why did you write the book?
Because I teach strategic planning. My PhD is strategic planning. And as I taught students and preparing notes, they told me, why don't you do a book for us? It becomes easier than repeating these things all the time. So I decided to write a book, The Doctrine of Strategic Planning. And it did well. It sold about 7 million shillings.
Wow.
Yeah, just within a very short time.
They say books don't sell.
They sell.
You sold?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about 7 million shillings. So it went. Then they told me, why don't you write another one? Then, because I teach entrepreneurship, now I taught one, the doctrine of entrepreneurship. I took doctrine as my main theme. Doctrine of entrepreneurship, but then this time I did it in 3 volumes. Volume 1 is new venture creation, how to start a business, what basic, very basic. I didn't want to make a very complicated book for a different level. It was for anybody who can read it. Even strategy planning is for anybody who doesn't understand it will be able to understand, not at that high level. Then the second book that I wrote was the Doctrine of Entrepreneurship, Volume 2, which looks at technology and looks at leadership.
And leadership.
Talk about in an organization, technology, leadership, and great leadership driving. Then the last one, which is exit and legacy. That's
succession planning.
Yes, how you plan your succession and how do you leave a business. Leaving a business is not easy. Because we've seen family business, I teach family business, and I find quite a big problem when it comes to family business. Especially, in the Asian community, if you are good in running a business, if you are young, you'll be made the CEO. But in the African context, the CEO has to be the firstborn.
Yes.
Whether he knows business or not. So when I teach family business, those things comes in because you realize most of family business have collapsed. When the owner goes, these things just go. So we've not been able to develop our own people to run the same businesses that we have created. And you've seen that most people who started their businesses, they're no longer there.
They
their
are
children
no longer able to.
never took them over.
Okay. There are a lot of young people, based on the comments that I'm getting on social media, who have opted to go for business. And it's a great thing, especially because now some people are just innovative. They want to do their own thing. But others have been in jobs. They have been retrenched. They are no longer in the jobs. Or they haven't got a job after their training and their degrees and all. So I would like for you to highlight a few of the principles that the people who are doing startup businesses need to look out for or they need to do. Because that would be very helpful for our audience.
Correct. I always tell somebody that before you start any business, do a business plan. Because you can be having good ideas, you can as an innovation, be very innovative, but please start with writing a business plan. Because in a business plan, you are able to define what you want to do. You have to come up with a business model. You become with a strategy. Then you come up with how will you raise funds, and what do you want to do. Everything is in that. That's why actually it's in my book, How to Start a Business, how you start it all in the name of the company and all the rest. So that when you go into the business, you've done some basic research. We don't want to be like Kenyans that if somebody goes to a quail, you all jump there. If somebody starts matatus, everybody jumps there. Copy and paste. And it becomes a problem because you find most of them collapse, you all collapse. But as a startup, it's always good to be innovative, take a risk, and I always say businesses can fail. Look at it not as a failure. Look at it as a learning process. I always say that even if you fail 10 times, it's not that you failed 10 times. You've discovered 10 times of not doing that thing.
The same thing.
So you've learned. You look at it that way. You just say, even when you're taking a cup of tea like this cup falls down. Do you stop drinking tea? So I always tell you, go ahead. I tell you, young girls, if your boyfriend leaves you, don't worry, pick another one. Just like a cup of tea. Yes, because you must move on. You have that motion of moving on. Yes.
Okay. I think one of the issues that we have with the small businesses, if I may just push this a little bit, is they are not able to organize, like even simple records. And I used to see a lot of that when I was in the bank for startups and small businesses. So what are the basic things that they need to do just to keep their records and all that?
It's true. Most of business fail for a number of reasons. First of all, maybe lack of finance. If you don't get enough access finance from maybe a loan, whatever, to start a business, you find it's a big challenge. Businesses, those small businesses will fail. Then the lack of experience in that particular line. You find you start a catering entity. You yourself have built your background in catering, so you have no commitment to that particular line. So most of those hotels will always collapse. I started one and we failed because I was running a hotel, from the village.
You are hotelier?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, I started one.
How did that go?
It was a hotel with rooms and everything.
Oh my goodness.
So I was not getting money. I was wondering what is happening. So the money got finished there and they left the place.
And you
with
put in all your money in there.
Yeah, but I learned one thing, that stop the bleeding. I stopped that area. I didn't want to complain anymore.
Yes.
So that one failed and I left it. So a few businesses I've tried, and they've all failed. The M-Pesa, or they've failed, all of them.
Even M-Pesa?
Yeah,
you are an agent?
Somebody ran away with all the money.
Oh my goodness.
So
yeah, you see also managing staff in a small business, it's always a big issue.
Yes.
And because sometimes also we go for the relatives, we are assuming they are trustworthy, but then
but
it
what I
turns
found
out.
out is the people who benefit in business are the employees and the landlord.
And the landlord,
Yes.
not the owner.
No.
Oh my goodness. Now that we are on small businesses, what's your view about a retiree putting their pension money into a new venture, a new business?
Yeah,
What's your view?
I'd say, okay, once you have separated at least some basic income which will come whether you work or not, which is in a pension.
Yes.
So at least you are sure that will come.
It's a regular stream of income.
Then you start this business, which is a good thing, so that you supplement that pension. Pension is very low.
Yes.
So that will also, you first of all, you have be able to have something to do, and that money also will come and supplement your income. When the economy performs well, you will do very well. But at least it's a good thing to do. Always start something small and build it up. I mean, I always tell people the story of the KFC boss. The KFC guy, he was a soldier, he retired. And then one day he saw a recipe. He found that maybe the mother taught him how to make some chicken.
Yes.
Like most, I always tell people, what your mother tells you and you think is not good, that's an opportunity. Because when she's telling you something, you think she's fighting you.
Yes.
But she's teaching you how to make your hair, and then you become an expert because of something she was doing which people don't know. So this guy, he was just cooking chicken because the mother taught him, and there's a recipe the mother used to do, and that's what he started selling. Then it took him 1,010 times for the recipe to be accepted. Yes, and then when the order came today, you were talking about a multi-billionaire.
It's a global chain,
And he's a multi-billionaire at 88.
And he started that at 60? He was, what, 60? 69.
Yes.
So guys, you hear what Dr. is telling you. Listen to your mothers, number one. And number two, it's never too late to start
Never too late to start.
what you want to do.
Correct.
That's what I'm taking away myself.